And ladies and gentlemen, we are 5 minutes away from our FEI CSI5 star speed class at 1:45 m. It's proudly presented by Greenhawk, one of the best tack shops around. They got locations all across the country, including here at Angelstone. Great supporters of the show and Major League show jumping. So happy to have Greenhawk on as our sponsor. Looks like we're going to have an action-packed class full of some of the world's top riders. We're going to see Aaron Ballard, we're going to see Kent Farrington, Amy Miller, and of course Kristen Vanderveen, and a slew of other top riders. It's going to be action-packed prelude, an appetizer per se, as we head into tonight's 8:30 class under the lights. How happy that we're all joined together up in the VIP pavilion, and we had a great lunch up there served by Gilt. I had a little sampling of the poke bowls that they had out earlier, and I tell you, that was one of the best lunches I've ever had over here at the park. Hope you enjoyed it too. We've of course got a great coffee station there, as well as our wine partner 2027 Cellars with our own in-house Angelstone blended rosé. Hope you enjoy that on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. So happy that you're here with us. We'll be into the ring in about 5 minutes. First horse set to go.
everybody, and welcome back to another fantastic day of show jumping.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's time to welcome our competitors here in the speed class here at meter 45. This is
into the evening. We've got a 5-star speed competition kicking things off for us first, and then we'll have a big 5-star jump-off competition at 8:30 local time. I'm alongside Dave Lacey, and we've got so much to take you through. This is going to be a really exciting competition.
And we're ready to go. Very excited to be with you, Hannah. A full night of show jumping, and Canada's own Amy Miller will start us off. She was the big winner last night. She won the 5-star welcome on Cristiano, a horse that we'll see in the later class tonight, but this is Don't Worry Farmer, a 9-year-old C'est Francais. She rode him in Rome this summer and brought him straight home to Canada, to Spruce Meadows, and here she is in her home province of Ontario.
Yeah, as you say, great performance in that opening class. Yesterday, 4th with this horse, and then she won with Cristiano. But this is a horse that she's been riding since May 2022, and they've had a couple of good clears internationally this year so far. They have had a couple of time penalties, but I'm sure that's not something that she'll be picking up in this speed competition, where, of course, the speed across the ground is of utmost importance. This is a previous ride of Victoire Echelard of France and also of Benoit Sernin of France. And just one more fence to go.
So a clear round for Amy Miller. She's the pace setter, 62.11. And check that, that's a 4-fault performance. I didn't see that rail come down.
Yeah, the time allowed is 72 seconds in this competition, so she's well within that. And interesting to see her taking a few of the inside lines, actually. We were chatting to the course designer earlier, who was explaining to us where the inside turns could be taken.
And the first opportunity comes right after the first jump. You can go inside 11, which is the finishing jump, or outside to get to the Oxer at 2. So we'll watch these first couple riders and see how they handle it. Next in the ring will be Hunter Holloway on Lopez T, just 9 years old. Did a couple of classes at the last stop in Traverse City. Entry number 849, our second to go.
Yeah, this is just Hunter's second show with this horse. She had just one fence down in the 3-star speed class at Traverse City back in July 2022. Really good ride for her there, but she's certainly a quick rider and opts to go the outside route, outside fence 11. But this is quite a big striding horse, so I think could be quite deceptive in terms of ground cover. This is another horse who's got a pretty impressive CV of previous riders, former rider of Hendrik Jan Schuttert of the Netherlands and of Sally Hopkinson of Great Britain. The 7 strides down to the double at 6, looking, yeah, it's a little short actually for this big striding horse, but the quite forward 4 strides from 6 to 7 is looking very, very easy for this horse with this quite impressive ground cover.
Yeah, Hunter got the 7 easy. Over the CWD jump, that's the 10. And then to the final fence.
Oh, what a shame.
So the last reel does come down. And 2 time faults with her finishing time of 73.01. And you just see the rail come down over the Oxer there. So she finishes on 6. That's Hunter Holloway and Lopez T. True to its name, the speed class, a meter 45 speed class, 17 in it. It should be a pretty quick class, so we're already into onto our 3rd entry. This is Erin Ballard, who's been piling up the red ribbons the last couple of days. She was 2nd in the welcome yesterday and 2nd in the meter 40 that finished just about an hour ago. Kent Farrington on a speedy new horse for him set the pace for the blue ribbon, but Erin was 2nd.
Yeah, great ride yesterday with Quilana Den for that second place. Nanini van Dabeldrief is the ride here, this fantastic 9-year-old mare by Canaan out of a Heartbreaker mare. She's had this ride since 2021 and took over the reins from Vilm Vernier. She's got an eye on the clock, taking that very early inside turn. Going really nicely.
Rub there at the B element,
well.
yeah, and she got away with it.
Yeah. She won a 5-star speed class in Wellington in February of this year with this horse, and also competed this at Rome, at the Piazza di Siena, and at La Baule, both in 5 stars as well. So they've been getting the miles on the clock at the top level, and it really shows, actually. This is a really, really good round.
Oh. Ooh. Oh. Oh. A little miscommunication there. She was really going to take off long in front of the final fence. And then I think the horse just was a little unsure what to do.
Yeah,
she seems fine, got right up.
What a shame. And, I mean, you know, we've got a few fences in here because we're, of course, a little bit prepared for tonight's jump-off class as well. So they just came up a little bit quickly and didn't quite have the room to get things ready. But great to see Erin back up on her feet.
Final fence there. Give her a big round of applause. Erin Ballard gave it her all, and I tell you, it was going to be a very, very fast jump.
And such a shame because the time was looking fantastically fast as well.
She was having a terrific go of it, so glad that she's fine. And I'm sure we'll see her again in the night class.
Quite a different proposition weather-wise this evening, and really lovely to see so many spectators out on the grassy banks all around the arena enjoying this action. I'm sure it will be even busier once the sun sets, ready for that big class tonight as well.
It is absolutely gorgeous out, blue sky, puffy white clouds, and a wonderful atmosphere to welcome in Kristen van der Veen, who is next to go on Bull Run's Prince of Peace. This was her ride for the team competition in Traverse City. She was riding in a couple of the classes earlier today. This is a gal who has 5 Grand Prix wins in 2022 on 4 different horses.
Yeah, she is such a consistent rider. She's been doing fantastically, and you know, you touch on that consistency with the different horses. She's actually 78th in the Longines World Rankings at the moment, which is really pretty impressive to be within the top 100. And Bull Run's Prince of Peace is certainly a horse that's been helping her get up there as well. This is the horse that she rode to the 2022 World Cup final in Leipzig for a 27th place finish. She's had wins in some 3-star competitions with this horse this year very recently, and around about a 3rd clear round rate for this pair. She was a key member of the Diamond Devils team last year. Although moves to a different team and just clips fence 10. This course is causing a few more problems than we perhaps might have expected.
Absolutely. In the first couple of riders, for sure. We lost Erin Ballard there at the final fence, and then at the penultimate fence, Kristen van der Veen clips the rail over the CWD fence on the 12-year-old, the 13-year-old Holsteiner. We'll also see her later. That brings us to Connor O'Regan, who is 6th in the order on Manchester, a 10-year-old stallion. He spent some time this summer in Kentucky and Upperville and Tryon, on mostly on Mendini, his main horse for the team competition, but looking forward to seeing him on a new mount, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This is quite a new ride for him, and this is a horse that's been going very well with a French rider, Marie Demont, and is actually extremely talented and has some great results to his name already. Was 8th in a 5-star speed class with Marie back in April 2022, and also had a win in a 5-star jump-off class in Saint-Tropez earlier on with Marie as well. But this is their first international show together, so fantastic for them to be jumping at this 5-star level already. But I mean, the horse is quite established at this level.
It was pretty quick, but he did go around to jump 2.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, it's really about what suits the horses the best. You know, some horses are much better at the tighter turns. Some of them, actually, that wastes a little bit of time because they lose the rhythm and they lose the balance on the turn. Some horses, for some horses, it's more sort of time efficient to just keep the pace up around a bit of a wider turn, and I think Connor's going for that approach with this horse. But I mean, it's an early stage in their partnership, so certainly getting to grips with each other and the best way of going. That's a good turn back, though.
Great rollback to the equine choice fence. Now on to Cabana Coast, the sponsor of tonight's 5-star. Another rub, but fine. Oh, and again, that final fence is proving to be a bit tough in the early going, so he clips the rail there with quite a quick time at 61.19.
Yeah, fastest time so far, but as you say, you know, I don't know if there's a little bit of an optical illusion going on there or something. I mean, fence 10 is coming away from the in gate, but he certainly gave that quite a strong rub. I think he was lucky to keep that fence up. And then, yeah, just that curving line from 10 down to 11, causing quite a few problems. I think the blue wall on the edge of the arena is really quite eye-catching, and perhaps is catching the horse's eyes before they then turn off to fence 11, then through the middle of the arena. But he's still taking the lead at this stage.
So 4 faults at 61.19 has him on top as we move to Peter Lutz, who is next to go on Fellini. This is a 12-year-old Dutch warm blood. Peter was 5th and 6th yesterday in the meter 45 star welcome. Fellini was 0.17 of a second behind his other horse, who we will see later.
So impressive, that riding from Peter in yesterday's competition. And it was quite a big turnout, actually, in that class. We had over 50 competitors on the list, and for Peter to get the 5th and 6th boxes, really testament to his very, very skilled riding. This is a horse he's been riding since earlier in 2022 and was a former ride of Erin Ballard, actually. This year, though, alone, Peter has jumped 7 clears out of 8 rounds jumped with this horse, and the one with that wasn't a clear round, they just picked up 2 time penalties, so it still jumped clear. It's a fantastic record. They were also 6th, this pair, as you say, last night.
That was well done. So he won't be close to the leading time, but
Up and over the final bath, Oxer there, we look to the board, and yes.
but he is clear. 69.08 is his time, but as Fellini does so often, leaves up all the rails.
Yeah, exactly, leaves up all the rails and just adds to that really impressive statistic, that fantastic record that this pair have this year alone.
You're gonna have to change your percentage.
Yeah. Oh no. It is almost 100%.
Yeah. Okay, this is the lone Argentine rider up here in Ontario this week. This is Thomas Joffre on Eliante Z, a horse he rode yesterday in a torrential downpour. But he was game. He was signaling to the judges' booth, let's go, let's go. He wanted the timer to start. He was not going to be denied his time in the ring.
No, definitely. It's a fantastic opportunity, that welcome class, for them to really get the grips of the arena and really to take a look around the environment to prepare themselves for a competition like this. Again, it's a relatively new ride. It's one that Thomas has been riding since earlier this year, and this is a former ride of Ismael Garcia Roque of Spain and Sergio Alvarez Moya. Of course, is a really, really top-level rider from Spain. Mainly jumps clear and 4 faulting rounds. Rarely drops more than 1 pole. But Thomas has had some great results recently as well. He was 5th in the 5-star Major League Show Jumping Grand Prix at Traverse City with just 2 time penalties in the first round, but there he rode the horse Cardora. Eliante, this slightly less established ride for him, but going very nicely here.
There seems to be a little bit of glue at 6A because that pole's been hit 3 or 4 times and it has stayed in the cups.
Yeah, there's a couple of places they're really rubbing these poles, and as you say, it tends to be on the uprights. 10's had a good few rubs as well.
Another clear round, so back-to-back clear rounds. Thomas's time is 69.57, so just 60, let me do the math, 4900s behind Peter Lutz at 69.08. So he's right into second place. 2 clear rounds in a row now.
I'm sure we'll see more, and I'm sure we'll see some faster times, but that 61.19 did look pretty quick from Conor O'Regan, so I wonder how much more quickly we'll see the riders going now.
Vanessa Hood is next on Cascalretto, a 10-year-old Holsteiner. I was looking at her today. She did the World Cup finals in Leipzig, Germany, but in 2002, 20 years ago. And she must have been only 20 then, so it's great to see her still jumping at a top level.
Yeah, a really great record for her, you know, and as you say, she's been consistent for quite a while. She jumped on the team competition as well for Team Lugano back in Vancouver. That was with this very horse. She was also 13th in the 5-star winning round competition at Traverse City, our second leg of the Major League Show Jumping season, with just 2 time penalties, jumped clear with just 2 for time. This horse has a 39% clear round rate at 1.35 m, which is the height of these fences.
Yeah, she was really trying to hold the horse back there and just too tight to the single.
Yeah, I think that line actually from 5 to 6, you know, it walks and looks very much like a 7 stride, but actually it's quite a holding 7.
So working on 8 faults as she hits the final fence. Up and over, and so Vanessa will finish on 8 faults, a time of 70.48, and that will put her into 7th place so far. While they put the jumps back together, a chance to chat about Chandler Meadows. She's on a 15-year-old Zamia 3, entry number 828, and a bit of a fall for the American in the meter 40, the 2-star this afternoon. She was fine, a bit of a scare for the horse, but it turned out that just half a shoe was off. So great to see that it was just the shoe and not something wrong with his leg.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's fantastic to see her, as you say, back in action in this competition, making sure that both her and the horse are absolutely as they should be. Now brings this horse that has been a partner of Chandler's for quite some time, since 2020. She jumped this in the 2-star Grand Prix at Traverse City, just picked up 1 time penalty. Here those steps up to the 5-star level.
So a rail at the Oxer and the A element of 4, the beautiful swan jumps. So working on 4 as she rolls back.
Not particularly going for the time here. I think she's giving this horse more of an educational round at this level. I don't think she's going to catch our leading time at the moment, but of course with that fence down, you could see her drop down the rankings a little bit. It's starting to make Conor O'Regan's fast 4 look really pretty valuable, actually.
So a 6 fault performance for Chandler Meadows, 73.37 is her time. So 2 for time, and then the 1 rail coming down.
And next up, riding out of the Eye Candy team, should be competitive and
Plenty of riders in this competition will be riding on the team competition as well. That will be tomorrow. We've got quite a few in our lineup who are on the squads for the teams.
And that includes Jacqueline Steffens. This ride for her is Funk, yeah, just 8 years old. This is the youngest horse in the class, a Hanoverian gelding. Tell us a little bit about the draw party last night for the team competition.
Oh yeah, you know, these riders really do have a lot of fun at the draw parties. Of course, in a lot of competitions, the drawn order for the teams is just drawn from a hat or just drawn at random. But here in the Major League Show Jumping Series, they've got to work for it. They've got to work for their position in that order of go. So the challenge this time was a casino theme. They had to compete against each other in roulette and blackjack. They had half an hour, and whichever team finished with the most number of chips at the end was the winner. So Eye Candy around about halfway down the field in that competition. And they're actually sitting around about the middle of the field in the overall season standings. So hopefully they'll be making use of that midway draw to have a look at what some of the other teams have done that have gone before them in the competition tomorrow. But I mean, they were the most consistent team in the 2021 season, of course, season champions. This is one that Jacqueline hasn't ridden on the teams yet. As you say, a younger horse, but becoming more and more consistent with her.
So the Eye Candy are good gamblers? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
they did okay? Or they lucky, or they knew what they were doing?
Yeah. Team Logano were the winners, so they come forward in pole position for that team competition. Sadly, Team Helios, who of course are our season leaders and have those 2 back-to-back wins, Team Helios were the first team out.
Oh, they
of
were.
That competition. So
they're better riders than gamblers.
I believe that is what they said. They said they like to be first in everything, so they like to be first to go out of that competition, first in the drawn order. They've been first in the actual competition twice already, so why not?
All right,
Switch it up.
Looking at the glass half full. That was Jackie Steffens, 4 fault, 69.39, slides her into 5th place as we welcome in Lacey Gilbertson on Byzant's Mail. This is an 11-year-old C'est Francais, 12th in the order to go. An entry of Sweet Oak Farm in Lexington, Kentucky.
Ride that Lacey's had since 2021, and again, you know, is a horse that she's taken on from a European rider, this time from Pieta Canis of Belgium. She's made 5 appearances on the team competition with this horse in 2021. Was a great competitor for her. Of course, she's part of the Spy Coast Spies team. And in 2022 so far, they're on about a 25% clear round rate, but this horse has certainly got the scope in this competition, and she looks pretty quick to me, taking a few inside lines, but it's the pace that she's keeping up that's quite impressive here. Lacey's been a great competitor for Spy Coast Spies so far, and 2 second places for them already. They are hot on the heels of Team Helios.
So 69.08, Peter Lutz is the time to beat. She gets away with the rub there. And she is clear, 66.69. That's your new leader, Lacey Gilbertson and Byzant's Mail, right to the top of the leaderboard.
She was brave down that final line as well, really took out a stride towards the end, which I think was what Erin Ballard was aiming for, but sadly didn't come off, but certainly came off for Lacey.
All right, good for her, a blazing fast run. Peter Lutz now in 2nd, and Thomas Joffrey is in 3rd with Eliante Z. So a new time to beat, 66.69, and Lacey Gilbertson. Now we welcome in Daniel Blumen. And again, if it looks strange that it says Ireland, that's not his country. That's the name of the horse. It does make you do a double take, though, doesn't it?
It does. It really, really does. I mean, as I say, Daniel does not ride for Ireland, but he rides the horse Ireland
That's
here
right.
today.
Another 9-year-old. We've had quite a few 9-year-olds in this class.
Yeah, and some nice breeding on this horse as well by Zambezi TN. Danny, of course, super experienced competitor. You know, 2 Olympic Games, 3 World Equestrian Games, 2 Pan American Games to his name. But this is a slightly newer ride for him. He's been jumping this quite successfully, though, up to the top level, to 5-star level. They had a really good performance in Valkenswaard in the Netherlands fairly recently. That was back in July. They had a 2nd place, but jumped a really good double clear there in a 5-star 2 phase.
So not going to catch the leading time, but having a good go of it.
Yeah, he's riding this quite carefully, and I think giving the horse quite a confidence-boosting ride. Oh, what a shame. The final fence causing problems again.
Wow, so the final fence comes down 71.61 is the time, and for not rushing, that was still a very quick time.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see what he does with this horse for the rest of the week, because, of course, after today, they've really got to make the decision as to whether they want to ride their horses, if they're on the lineups for the teams, if they want to choose the horses for the team competition or for the 5-star Grand Prix. It's a decision they've got to make.
Richie Maloney is in next. This is an Irish rider. This is Hussar, an entry of Equanimity LLC, a 10-year-old Dutch warm blood for Richie Maloney.
Richie's got a few really nice horses here actually this week. Hussar, of course, being one of them, but Roxy Music, the one that we saw in last night's competition. He also has Cocoa Beach here. This is probably the newest of those rides for him. They had a good 2-star win over a 145 track with a double clear in Lexington in June. This horse previously ridden around Europe by Portuguese rider Mario Prieto. It's taking a little bit of a steadier approach into the first. But again, you know, as they're just really cementing their partnership and really getting to know each other, they might just take a slightly steadier approach just to set them up the week ahead as well. Again, finds the 4 strides to fence 7 a little short, but doesn't cause him any problems. But you can see he could have done with a little bit more space with this horse. I think he'd be lucky to catch Lacey's time now. He's just left it. Yeah, again, it gets a little bit too deep to fence 10 off the corner. I think actually, you know, if they have a bit of a tricky stride to fence 10, that really affects their line to 11 as well.
So 1 on the clock and 2 rails toward the end of the course there for Richie Maloney and Hussar. 72.55 the final time with 9 faults. So just 3 remaining in a pretty quick class. Natalie Dean is in next on Maestro Vika Van Dark, an entry of Marigold Sport Horses LLC. It's a 10-year-old stallion that Natalie is in on tonight.
Natalie on Team Logano, who of course are going first, going final, in the final spot. They were first in the draw competition. They'll be going in the final spot in the team competition, which gives them a little bit of an advantage. She's also within that top 100 in the world rankings at the moment. She's in 90th spot.
Which is great.
Yeah, really shows consistency.
Great for her.
Yeah, especially at
this age.
Yeah, exactly, relatively young age. But they're pretty, you know, consistent and solidified over some quite big fences as well. This pair jumped clear over 160 tracks around about a third of the time.
She had to really hold for the 7 there. Makes the 4 look good.
She places this horse quite cleverly at some of these fences. She does get some deeper shots, but that really makes the horse jump upright, upwards, and is certainly what suits his way of going.
So she is clear. 78.8 is her time, right into 4th place. So she's the 4th clear, the slowest of the 4 clears, but 3 are under the 72nd mark. And she's just over, but a really nice round for Natalie Dean. So just 2 left to go. Lacey Gilbertson is holding on to the lead. Can somebody catch her? Will it be Caitlin Campbell? This is Fayon, a 12-year-old Dutch warmblood, previously ridden by Nick Delajoyo. She started with him last year at Traverse City, just about a year ago at this time.
Yeah, she rode this horse in both of the 5-star Major League Show Jumping Grand Prix at legs 1 and 2, actually. Had a few fences down in those competitions, but really encouraging performances, and you can certainly see the potential in this pair. Caitlin's so very successful. You know, it's quite a few years ago, but, you know, very successful at the young rider level as well. Rides for the Roadrunners team. Roadrunners definitely looking to climb their way up the season standings at this 3rd leg. It's quite a crucial leg, really, this, just for some of those teams in the middle of the pack to get those valuable points, put a bit of distance between them and those further down. Certainly Roadrunners and Eye Candy are the teams that would be in that kind of position. Still clear.
Oh, wow, she went for it. She is clear, 70.49. That puts her right into 4th place. She goes above Natalie Dean. Not quite on the podium, but that's a terrific round for her. Great ride. I'm sure she'll be pleased with that.
Yeah, really brilliantly done. Just inside Natalie's time, as you say. And it really makes Lacey Gilbertson's time look so impressive. You know, she's about 2.5 seconds under the time of Peter Lutz, which in the scheme of the times that we've got from the other riders is pretty impressive.
Very impressive. There is a big gap between 1st and 2nd. You don't normally see that. Let's see if Hunter Holloway can squeeze in there. Can she beat Lacey's time of 6.669? She's the last one with a chance to do it here. She's the only one, I think, with the 2nd horse in the field, so she's in on her 2nd mount. We'll see if she learned something. I'm sure she did learn something from the 1st on Lopez T, if she can make something of it.
Yeah, it's definitely of benefit to have already had a good look around this course, and Dana de Kerglen is quite an established mount for Hunter so far, and competing this horse for a couple of years now. She's had 10 top 10 finishes with this horse since 2021, and some of those all the way up to 4-star level, so shows you they've been competing and being very successful to a very, very good level indeed, and just under 50% clears with Hunter.
Who is always a rider that likes to go fast. Ooh, a hard rub at the Cabana Coast at the back rail of the Oxer, and it stays up. Another rub.
We've been quite lucky round here.
Up and over the final fence, they all stay up.
Well, she is clear, but not under the 72nd mark. So the best of her two, though, 70.01, and she just misses a podium spot, but a terrific fourth place finish for Hunter Holloway, and it is Lacey Gilbertson who holds on. What a blazing time, as it turns out, for Byzance Male and the American rider, who does win this class.
Yes, such a fantastic performance, and
well, that class flew.
I know.
I feel like we just started.
21 starters, and you know, even though we've had a couple of fast times, those times were really at the mercy of the poles and fences falling for the faster times. Lacey Gilbertson really outstanding to take that win.
You see some of the spectators who are enjoying the sights and sounds of this gorgeous Angelstone Park. And the two big classes tonight, they have filled the VIP tents in the grassy areas all morning, all afternoon, and the next one they see will be under the lights.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic to have that competition under the lights as the sun sets here just outside Toronto, and it's the first time that that will have happened in the Major League show jumping season. First time in this third leg.
So for a second straight class, they'll play the Star Spangled Banner, the winner from the United States. Kent Farrington won the class that finished about an hour ago, and he'll be on Credence later in the big class tonight. And Lacey Gilbertson, an American rider on Byzance Male, is the winner of this meter 45 speed class. Peter Letts finishes second on Fellini S, another clear for that fantastic pair. 69.08 was their time. Thomas Joffrey from Argentina finishes third. 6.957 was their time. Hunter Holloway, who was last to go, finishes fourth. Caitlin Campbell on Feon finishes fifth. Natalie Dean on Maestro Vika Vidiark was sixth. 6 clear rounds in this class tonight. Connor O'Regan had a very fast time. He is the fastest, 61.19. That's kind of amazing. He took the inside turn. He was really gunning it on Manchester. They just had the one rail down. Amy Miller also had a super fast round, 62.11, so 62 seconds. She was first to go on Don't Worry Farmer, the winner of the class last night. And we will see the horse she won the class last night on later tonight as well. Jacqueline Steffens on Funk Yeah, a new horse, for relatively new horse for her, a young horse. Also with 4 faults, and then Kristen Vanderveen, who had a great round going with 4 faults, ends up in 10th place on Bull Run's Prince of Peace. So they are moving the podium into position. We'll let you enjoy the award ceremony, and I guess we'll see you back for the later class.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic competition, as you say, and it kicks off at 8:30 local time, so it's going to be in around about 2 hours' time. It will be a 5-star competition, $137,000 at stake in that competition, and it's a competition with a jump-off, so really exciting one to kick things off under the lights here this week.
After this award ceremony, they will reset the course and add a couple of inches to the pole height, and we'll see you then. Thanks so much for being with us.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are set to present our class winners here in the Greenhawk speed class at the meter 45. To open this up here at the Major League Show Jumping, we have our representatives from Greenhawk joining us today. Please welcome Hannah Douglas and Kirby Swarthout. And we are presenting ribbons from 12 down. In 12th place honor is going to go to Hunter Holloway and Lopez T. 11th place is going to go to Daniel Lumen and Ireland. 10th place honors go to Kristen Vanderveen and Bull Run's Prince of Peace. 9th place honors to Jacqueline Steffens and Funk Yeah. 8th place is going to go to her teammate on iCandy, Amy Miller. She rode Don't Worry Farmer. 7th place honors go to Connor O'Regan and Manchester. 6th place is going to go to Natalie Dean and Maestro Vika VE. 5th place is going to go to Caitlin Campbell and Fail. And just off the podium, just behind the other folks, is Hunter Holloway. She was aboard Dana Durham. So at this time, we get set right now with our podium, and we'll ask our riders to approach the podium and dismount for the presentation.
All right, Ryan, here center stage. We've got our team from Greenhawk. Greenhawk's been an incredible supporter of the sport, and of sport in Canada. You know, they've been big supporters of the Royal Winter Fair, which is kind of one of the biggest events in Canada. They've been huge supporters now of Angelstone here in Caledon, and here. They're here to do the presentation. So Greenhawk, thank you very much for being part of this event. We greatly appreciate it.
All right, Ryan, we'll pass it to you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what an amazing speed class that was. It was like a fast forward through to the jump off round, and we had some real burners out there. And it was an international field. We'll welcome our third place rider from Argentina, Thomas Joffre. He rode Eliante Z. Second place honor on the podium is going to go to American Peter Lutz and Fellini S.
Congrats, Pete. So, Ryan, this is Peter's first visit here to Angelstone. Peter, can you give us a little heads up of kind of what your plan is this week with your horses and what horse you're aiming for the Grand Prix?
Yes, planning to go tonight with Hilarno, who showed yesterday, and we go towards the end of the class tonight. It's his first 5-star, so I'm going to start with tonight and see how it goes.
Fantastic, Peter. It's so great to have you and all the new riders here joining us up in Canada at Angelstone, and we wish you great success throughout the week. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to present our top rider here in the Greenhawk Speed class. Please welcome her place to the top of the podium. This is Lacey Gilbertson. She was on Bizan's Mail. Lacey was absolutely electric today, beating the field by a full 2.5 seconds. She was leaving nothing to chance with that very fast horse with an impeccable launch across the Pfaff Oxford.
So, Ryan, Lacey's been kind of the secret weapon of Team Spy Coast. I know she's jumping tomorrow night for the team. Lacey, tell us a little bit about the horse you're jumping tomorrow night in the team event and kind of what your strategy has been getting that horse ready for the class tomorrow night.
I'm doing her again tomorrow night, and today was our strategy: go around, be confident, everything be nice and smooth, and so it worked out. So hopefully we do it again tomorrow.
Well, I tell you, Kean, if she rides anywhere like she did tonight in the team class tomorrow, then she surely will be the secret weapon on that side. So with that, let's get everyone set for the photo opportunity there, and we'll move on to the singing of the U.S. National Anthem.
All right, Rye, that's 2 FEI classes today. 2 times we've heard that American National Anthem. We have coming up tonight, $137,000 class, 8:30 first horse. Man, Rye, I would love to see a Canadian on top of that podium tonight.
Well, there's so many good ones competing, and you know, if you look at the results from earlier, the Canadians have been all around, and they're very tight. But I gotta say that Aaron Ballard is riding super quick right now, and of course, you can never count out Amy Miller. Those two are definitely going to give the Americans a run for the money. But so far, 2 for 2 on the American side. It's not bad at all for the visit up north of the border.
All right, so guys, we got a little break. We're gonna get the ring ready for the feature class tonight. 8:30 first horse. The bar is open, FAF. Food's open over there. VIP is getting rolling. Guys, have a good time. Tonight's about celebrating, enjoying the great sport here in Canada. Thanks for coming. It's gonna be an amazing night. We go under the lights at 8:30. And Rye, you want to send these guys off?